Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about the energetic change that moves your life forward. And specifically, when we're talking about Bach Flower Remedies, how does this really work? So, sometimes I have people who are in difficult situations and they really want to change their life as soon as possible, obviously. And somehow, most people have the thing the other way around. So they think they're going to take Bach Flower Remedies and then their life will change. But you have to consider that Bach Flower Remedies can just change your universe just like that. They are not physical in nature. They don't do anything physically. They work vibrational in nature. And what they really do is they change your inner state. They change your inner vibration. And from there on, your outer world is going to change. So let me give you a little example of how that would look like. Imagine you are with someone who is very bad for you. Someone who's maybe physically attacking you or emotionally attacking you, and you want to leave the relationship. Now, the reason why you're not leaving the relationship is not because you know that you have to leave this relationship. It's not because you lack the proof. It's that your inner state kind of holds you where you are. Plus, maybe the outer reality has not really been favorable at this point for you to move out of that relationship. So you can either do two things: take the jump, trust so much that it will work out, and be ready here in your inner state, leave this relationship, and then plan B will happen. Or you can prepare yourself, prepare a plan B, and then leave that relationship. Now, in either of these cases, what really happens is that you need to have the right inner state in order to leave that relationship. So it's not that you're gonna take Bach Flower Remedies and then your relationship will suddenly become fabulous and you don't have to leave. You will still have to walk through the door. But Bach Flower Remedies help you changing your inner state, so it will be easier to leave. You will have more clarity to leave. You will feel more at ease to leave. You will feel like it's the right choice for you. So this is how it really works. So your inner state, let's say you have whatever problem you have, your inner state is on a low vibrational state, and you take the right Bach Flower Remedies, they're gonna help you with that vibrational state, or they're gonna higher your vibrational state to a point that it's actually helping you to make the choices you need to make, helping you to make the decisions you need to make. And because of your state being changed, it will be easier. Whether that is that you feel less guilt, maybe you have more self-confidence, maybe you see things more clear, maybe you are more aware, maybe you have more courage to move forward, whatever that really is. So it's very important to understand that Bach Flower Remedies don't just change your emotions. They don't just change how you feel or even how you think. They change your inner state. They change the place from which you act. They change the place from which you make decisions. They change the place from which you live and which you project yourself into the world. So that means that if your inner vibration will change, your reality will match that inner state. It cannot be else. This is a law of nature. And you see that. You see, for instance, people with a low vibrational state, they very often hang in specific low vibrational places with other low vibrational people. You even see it in the way they move, in the way they clothe themselves, and the way they perceive themselves. They are in a very specific state. And I say that with no judgment, or I say that with love, And you see that people that are, I'm not saying that you can always see that on the outside, but very often you can see on the outside how people feel on the inside. And so if people are genuinely feeling happy and they're around the right people that are supportive, you will see that reflected in how they position themselves, the communication that they do or have, the decisions that they make, whether it is small things like food or big things like maybe choices in career. Let me give you an example. When I wasn't very, when my vibrational state was really low, I was working very hard for nothing, and I was attracting the sort of customer that I had to still convince. The client that I still had, it was more almost a customer than a client. I had to still convince them that they could change something, that life could be better. So I was in a lower vibrational state, and I communicated that somehow. You can't help it. You can't. Maybe you can lie or you can pretend, but your body, your aura can't. It's living in truth. It's living in the present. So that reality of my work, and let's say what I was making and the clients that I was attracting, matched the reality of me, even if I was a little ahead of my clients, and even if I was doing better, let's say, than they, on a materialistic way than they were doing. And materialistic doesn't only mean money, it means materialistic. And what happened is, when I shifted my energy, I started having more qualitative clients. I mean, people who actually really want to change, people who want to pay for the change, people who know what they want, people who want to invest money in their health. And so I was in a way the same person with the same abilities. I didn't have suddenly a higher IQ right now. I don't suddenly have a secret uncovered that I didn't know at that time. Just I have more experience right now. I stand differently in life right now, and I attract different people right now. So as I work on myself, so will I attract other people. And so that I have been doing that, or I've been lucky enough to have met the Bach Flower Remedies, and it's through them that I have been improving my vibrational state, and that therefore my reality has been matching that. And this comes from someone who, has a really chaotic, crazy upbringing, completely, left to my own devices. I used to drink a lot. I used to be suicidal. I used to be very not good, bad relationships, despite of having studied a lot of things. No money, no job, no prospect really of having a good life. And so that was because of a lot of guilt, because of a lot of people pleasing, suppressing my own emotions mainly. And so because I was lucky enough to find these Bach Flower Remedies and to work on my inner state, I have been able to shift that completely. And obviously, like everybody else, I also still have a road ahead. There is no determined endpoint here. But the change is just, gosh, everything turned around. My health, my relationships, financially, how I live, where I live, how I take care of my body. And it wasn't because I tried that thing where you're just very rigorous and keeping to the diet and, keeping to something very rigid. And that helps to a certain level. Working hard and being perfectionist and never resting helps to a certain moment. But if you don't change your energy, you can try as hard as you can. From the moment I understood that it was really about energy and not just about effort, in fact, I was able to do less effort and be more precise in what I was doing and have more impact on helping people by shifting my energy. So if you are somewhere in your life stuck with your energy, you think, I would really, really, really love to achieve something, but it just, no matter what I do, no matter how hard I work, I just keep being in the same position, then it is because your state has not leveled up yet to where you want to go. So then it becomes a desire, and a desire is a very low vibrational state. So you have to kind of shift from the desire into, I am this person and this is how I'm gonna live. And now that is easier said than done, and that is exactly where Bach Flower Remedies can help you. So if that interests you, I have a free masterclass 2 June, 4 June, and I have one hand, not enough, 6 June. And I would say, please come and listen to what I have to say. You will leave with some tools, you will leave with clarity, and with a very first step forward for you to help you get unstuck. You're very, very, very welcome, and I will be very happy to see you there. If you like this video, feel free to leave me a little comment, to maybe share it with someone, or leave another video playing in the background, because that helps my little channel grow. We're 5,000 now, wow, which is amazing. I mean, for Bach Flower Remedies, right? I have this channel a little bit more than a year, so I'm very grateful for that. And you can also join the Remedy Circle for free. I have a free beginner's guide. I have a course. I have a coaching program. So you can find all the links below and just have a look at anything that interests you. And hope to see you in our masterclass. See you soon. Oh yeah, and as always, loved making this video, I did. And thank you so much for being here. And I do see you in the next one.